I can definitely say I did not expect this. I'm not sure if it's necessarily a beef, but it is definitely a little controversial. This was between Asmongold, you guys know the streamer that refuses to clean up his room, and Abba and Preach. They're a pretty based group that's been around for a long time making YouTube moves. But both of these teams of people, these groups of people have been making tons of moves and are the biggest top content creators in this space. But this is a video Abba and Peach dropped called "I'm sorry for being too white." I don't know what that's about. To me, it's kind of annoying when people like white people act like somehow by being white, they're instantly like racist or like a bad person and like they owe everybody or something. I just don't agree with that. It's not my thing, but leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video.
There was a recent thing that unfolded on the Twitch platform involving Asmongold, who's right now probably one of the biggest streamers in the world, Vanilla Mace, and QT Cinderella.
I'm not going to change, though. I'm not going to. Yeah. I will never believe that if I'm kind to a hateful person, that means I agree with them. I will never believe that. No matter what you guys say, I won't believe it, because at the end of the day,
I think that's based. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily just give hateful people like things or more ammo to like go out and hurt people. But yeah, I think you should treat people with kindness, you know, while also defending yourself. But I think it's the same kind of thing where it's like you want to be able to debate people that you don't agree with. That's how you make changes. You can't do that if you just won't even talk to them.
If I'm around a racist person, I'm just not. They are, yes. But how am I supposed to help them ever? By cutting them off? No. Like, I get it. You guys can think in black and white, but that's not how it works over here. The thing is, like, I was raised in a very religious family. Unfortunately, there are people in my family that are bigoted. There are people in my family that are, there's people in my family that are like, but I still love my family, right? And I still know that there are that members of my family have good qualities.
All right, so did you follow that? She's talking about a family member.
I think so.
And like they have views that are
Rossi's.
Also, first off, it's crazy to see Preach with no hair. I mean, I just remember like when I was really watching them, he just always had, you know, the dreads like me. I felt like we were one and the same, my brother. So it's just funny to see him with no hair.
It's for whatever it could be. And she's like, I'm going to stick by them, even if I disagree vehemently with their opinion. Okay. All right.
My stepbrother is trans. And my dad refuses to use the correct pronouns. And it drives me crazy. And it drives my stepbrother crazy, of course. But I've had to say to my dad, Dad, you know it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you to say the correct pronouns, but it does hurt him when you say the wrong ones. Right. You know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded and we love each other. My stepbrother just says fuck off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress being made. Sorry for the
I feel like it's a no, don't be sorry, it's like, again, it's like one of those things where it's like, dang, like it is like a hard thing, because again, like there's definitely people in my family as well that like are like pretty Trumpy and like
pretty Trumpy. But
Trumpy is funny.
It goes viral. Cutie actually asked her.
But I get what they're saying. There is a lot of point of contentions with that. I know in the last election, a lot of people dealt with that, where a lot of people were like, oh, well, you know, he likes Trump, so I can no longer be friends with somebody like that because they're taking away from my freedom. And I think it's a valid thing to say, like, hey, somebody has certain beliefs that are dangerous to you. You don't want to be around them and everything like that. But I think you really have to like gauge it. You really have to understand how deep and how much is it worth it. Is it worth losing a father, a sister, a family member, a brother, a son, a daughter, simply because they believe something different than you? I think you really have to gauge it. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if they're into, people being unalived or something like that, that may be something where you're like, I don't need this type of person around me. But if it's something as simple as, what I'm saying, let's say it's something as simple as like abortion, and one person disagrees and the other one don't. And they're brother and sister. They will never have a baby together anyway. No reason to destroy your entire family, and now your kids and stuff can't meet their uncles and aunties.
To delete the stream because, a lot of people knew how the clips would look, so they were like trying to do damage control. But internet, bitch, it lives forever. Anyway, she apologizes afterwards because it goes viral.
Wait, hold on. She apologized for what?
You're about to find out. Impatient, bro.
I'm really sorry. Like, I've heard what a lot of people are saying, and I am sorry for the hurt that I've caused people. If you don't want this apology, then it's not for you. And clearly you're not hurt, but I'm apologizing to people that I've hurt, and that's important to me. So if you're a part of the queer community and I've hurt you, I am sorry. If you are a person of color who I've hurt, I am sorry. The way I was wording things was very irresponsible and wrong. I understand why it was hurtful. I've read the comments, believe it or not.
What?
I'm old.
You're old?
I'm old. Who's
So
that?
this is one of her best friends. Her name is Valkyrie.
I did tell her, I was like, cutie, I do think your tone doesn't help because you inherently sound really angry all the time.
It's always tone with these people. I can't stand, because I watch so many of those political debates and stuff. To me, it matters what's being said. Obviously, at a certain point, you don't want to go and just start cussing out your opponent. But really, when you're debating, things like that are considered, inflammatory. They're considered statements that wouldn't help you in a debate. If you come with no logic, but you just start saying, like, for instance, orange man bad, like, then that's emotional. That's not good debating anyway. So I just never get this whole tone policing stuff. To me, it just makes it. To me, it's just people who don't want to have the conversation finding ways to look like they want to be a part of the conversation, but they really don't.
You sound really, and she knows. I was like, you're very blunt. I think it's your tone. You're blunt, and it just comes off poorly, especially And I was like, you're also the whitest woman I know.
Bitch, you're transparent.
It also.
Wow, I'm sorry.
To be fair, the screen is making it worse. If you see her here, she looks more Filipino-ish.
Carry on, my bad.
And it also is just, you being so white. It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Her being so white is a mistake. She should fix that.
Her heart. But I know her. I know her heart. It's just because she wants to help, but I feel like there's ways we can do it better.
So what are you saying, my girl? You're saying that she said something f***ed up and you're going to stand by her and explain to her what she did, which is exactly what the fuck the other chick did. Am I getting this wrong?
No.
You're doing great.
She's not a fake ally. Do not say that. Do not say that. Her co-host is gay. Hello? She has gay friends.
It's always hey, well, there's no way I could be racist. I have black friends. Oh, there's no way I could be sexist. I have women friends. Like, I feel like anytime somebody pulls out that, they've already lost.
Yes, she has black friends too. That's never been an excuse. But what did she do? Nobody here explained it. You see all these fuckers? You don't see them. You should see him. But all these fuckers are here, including him. Nobody's explaining what the fuck did she do?
I think this is even funnier because you guys can't see this, but it's just me and Preach in the room. And this is like a really weird monologue he's having.
It is crazy. All these laughs and I'm still talking alone. Yeah, whatever.
That's all part of the soundboard. Why are you pretending? Why are you pretending like we don't have the soundboard where I press buttons and get a laugh track?
Okay, cool, sure.
Okay, what are you gonna pretend like everything is the same as it was before?
Yeah.
Is the floor here too?
100%. They hear it.
Yeah, it's them walking right now.
No, it's me. And you bouncing. You're bouncing.
Okay. So, all right, comment. I like that clip. She's not fake. She's just white. Let's get Asmongold. I'm not a big fan of this rat, but he had a take on this, and I think it's part of the conversation.
Rat, you said?
Part of the reason why she's receiving backlash is because she's being so white.
Context. One of the most popular and most progressive streamers is getting cancelled for saying this.
In my family there are people in my family that are, but I still love my family. And what's most important to get people to love other people is to love them.
She's right.
My father is at times. I don't support that. Period. The end. But I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow. But I don't support that.
She's getting canceled for being normal.
You're also the whitest woman I know. You being so white. It doesn't help.
The fact is that a lot of the people that are hating on Cutie do genuinely hate white people. I hate when white people say the dumbest shit then try to act innocent.
Okay.
You know what, my girl? Cutie Cinderella, you know what you should do? You should call my man Stevie J. Stevie Ninth, whatever, this guy, the cowboy, all right? Cowboy prince on a horse. He's going to come and save you. She's white.
Well, I understand why she cares. She's around people who are from these communities who are probably hurt by the stuff that she said. So her saying I could care less probably is not a good idea. I think it's okay to her say I disagree, but if you have people from these communities and they are bothered by what you say, you should care. Doesn't mean you should agree with them. Doesn't mean you should bow down or whatever. But
You could see in the clips. You know who I am.
Yeah, it's really just that empathy thing. It's just really just trying to understand, see yourself in the other person's, like, you know, in a different light, you know, see it through their perspective, and then talking to them as if you did see it from their perspective. Like I said, I kind of agree with what she's saying. Like, obviously you're not gonna agree with everything that your friends and family like that they do. Like I said, it's really the level of contention that's there that depends on if you should be around them or not. But I definitely wouldn't promote people saying, like, for instance, oh, you voted for a different president than I am, let's split our family up for that. Like,
You know what I stand for. If you're someone who's been watching me, then you already fucking know. If you're a first time fucking chatter and you're just joining off of clips that you've seen on TikTok and you don't know shit about me or that you're going to make. But people who know me and know my character and know what I stand for, know how I'm going to go about this.
This is what happens. They will throw you under the bus in a second.
I am telling you right now that I did not agree with that, okay? I'm telling you right now that I did not agree with that.
She literally was so nice to us. I'm so confused. And now she's agreeing with people and that she's uncomfortable with what Cutie's saying?
Yeah,
What is...
Yeah, bro. She switched up on you real quick because she don't give a fuck about you. She only went to your event, man, because you're popular. Let me tell y'all something. This is for anybody like Ray or Cutie Cinderella, any of these people. This audience of weird, mentally ill losers are not the only people on the internet. You might think that there's a lot of them because they're all liking each other's stuff and they're very coordinated, but there's actually a very small amount of them. You don't have to live in according to what the most uncharitable take is towards what you believe. Stop living in the shadow and stop being a slave to these freaks.
What do these people do? I feel so old. So what is that do they do on the internet?
So thoughts?
You look like you took a shower.
I don't know about that, Chief.
yeah, if you guys didn't know, Asmongold's, like, if you guys haven't, look up Asmongold house, Asmongold cleanup, Asmongold cooking, really any of it. If you see the state of this man's house, it's actually ridiculous. Like, I mean, I get it. His whole stick is that, you know, he's kind of like a nerdy gamer, kind of a guy for a guy's guy, a gamer guy's guy, you know, and everything like that. But like, especially too, like, considering just the amount of money that this guy's bringing in, like, bro, it's nothing to just hire a maid to come through like once a week or something. Like, they would have all that straightened out. Wouldn't cost you much at all. Like, the average person can normally pay for, like, you know, like a maid to come through like at least once every other month or something like that. Like, but yeah, look that up. It's actually very disturbing.
I still don't understand what the fuck she did wrong.
Well, they think it's bad that she's keeping her in her life because it's like family. Imagine your stepbrother's feeling that you're still spending all this time with this person who's constantly belittling his existence.
And it's okay.
What is okay?
To keep that person in her life.
Speak on that, because you understand now. Finally.
No, I don't.
You went all fucking night, bro.
No,
you finally caught up on this nerd streamer shit.
That's one of the only chances, one of the few chances that person that is belittling her stepbrother has to change their mind. Is if that person is speaking to them calmly or trying to like, let me spoon feed you that shit so that you can understand. You know what I mean? Casting people away sometimes they don't understand. They just think that, well, you're right. You just that's how you radicalize people. But if you spoon feed, you understand the person. You're like, hey, I understand where you're coming from, but let me show another perspective. And you talk it down to some people. You don't always have to yell at people to make your point and yell at them and then call them names and stuff. Sometimes it's just like, hey, remember that shit you did? Yeah. It's like whenever you raise kids. Yeah, but he's a grown ass man. Yeah, but for that topic, he's a kid. He's new to the concept. You understand? Sometimes, yes, you can yell at a kid, but always yell at a kid is not the right way to make them understand things or make them grow. Sometimes you sit them down. Hey, you see that dumb shit you did? Yeah. I told you not to do it. Yeah. You did it. Yeah. You got burned.
Yeah, but what about her tone? Because like her tone,
what was wrong with her tone?
She's just like, I'm gonna stick with this person. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep being nice. Like, I guess the issue.
See, it's all about tone. I hate tone policing, but I understand that it's a part of the game. You got to still play this, you know, back and forth kind of tone game. But it's crazy to me that we're having not even a conversation about what she said. Like, I don't even know what she said that was bad, like, really, like that. It just really seems to be like the point that she didn't care, that people got offended. That's the problem. And I'm almost kind of wondering, like, should she care? Like, I don't know if I would.
Is that I feel like it was insensitive and not consider the fact that people really are dealing with these people that may even be in her life and they may be impacting their lives. And she's just like, well, I'm going to stick with them. Like, I'm going to keep being nice. It's like, it's very dismissive to people who might be suffering and who are marginalized. Yeah, see, I got you speechless because I did my thing.
The point is that if you keep them around and you're not talking about anything, you're just like letting them be. No, she's actually having the conversation with them. Like, hey, by the way, she's clocking them. Who else is gonna do that? So what do you want? You want us to not ever have interaction with those people that don't think like you? Never. So you don't have interaction with them. They cut them off. How are they supposed to evolve? That seed that you planted grew and I was able to change. How? If nobody talks to them.
Exactly. All they're going to do at that point is they're going to go where they're accepted. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of groups of, people who don't like certain people for their skin color and things like that. You're going to have them all mass migrating into large groups. Is that what you want? You think that'll be good? Because I think you go where you're accepted. If society isn't going to at least embrace you because you feel the way about a certain topic, you're going to go and you're going to find all the people who correlate with that type of topic. And I don't know if those are really the breeding grounds that we want. I think it's better to, while everybody's still learning, while everybody's still more individualized, like you said, just have the conversations with them, spoon feed it to them. You don't got to tell them, oh, you're racist, and just start coming straight down their throat, because that's not gonna really make them want to participate with you. But you can definitely spoon feed it to them. Just throw a little comment in here every now and then,
They're going to stay in the echo chamber, and you're going to stay in your echo chamber, and everybody sees to the so segregation. You're woke, but you want segregation, not by color, of course, but segregation by way of thinking. Is that what's going on? Just yell at them and mess them up. That's what we want. Yeah. Talking with people, talking it out with people, having conversations, sitting down people. That's how you're able to change. You had that guy that you spoke about, I think it was like 2 streams ago, that was talking to all those KKK members and was able to turn them and just give me your robe. He was able to talk to them.
Davis is one of the few African Americans you will ever find attending a KKK rally. More than attending, he is welcome.
I got more respect for that black man than I do you white out there.
See, and that's the thing. Sometimes you got to infiltrate. Sometimes to really be able to combat something, you got to understand it. And if you're so afraid of it that you can't be around it, it gives you too much of the ick to where you can't even fathom talking or interacting with these people, then you run into stuff like this. Well, things like this can't happen. There's a black person who became a, member, and then, kind of destroyed some of that ideology from the inside out. That's a beautiful thing, but a lot of these people would really come out here and they'd be like, what? Like, he's a member. Like, don't be around him. Don't ever have the conversation with him. Why are you around them? Oh, you must be an Uncle Tom. Well, those are the people that don't make any changes. Those are the people who stay in their house in the back, and their ideology never changes, and they never influence the world around them. They just talk about how they want to be a better place, but they don't actually want to get in there and do the groundwork or the legwork.
I'm a far right man to hell on that, because I believe in what he stands for and he believes in what I stand for. A lot of times we don't agree with everything, but at least he respects me to sit down and listen to me.
A black man was able to talk with people from the KKK and be able to, hey, you know what? If you change your mind, give me your robe. Up to 200 robes or something like that he has in his closets, right next to Myron.
I'll give that to you.
Yeah, okay. No, you still speak to them. You said love. How could you love a racist? So bad. Anyways, whatever. Maybe I'm fucking crazy.
You're not crazy. I think that if someone didn't want to keep someone like that in their life, they're justified. Right? Like, you don't have to keep family members or people close to you because they have bigoted views. That's a very reasonable take to have, in my opinion. And I think it's also reasonable to be the other way. Both things can coexist. I think it's interesting that people are like, white people, I can't believe, like,
First of all,
I
you're
know
so
damn
white.
well your immigrant parents got bigoted views. Like all of our parents did. If yours don't, you're a f***ing liar. Okay, they all have something either against the specific genders, ethnicities. I mean, most of us can probably go to our parents, name one ethnicity, and your parents are going to go off. 95% of them, they're going to go off if it's Indians. We all know that, right? So, that's just normalized nowadays. I'm to be honest. And I think that's also true for a specific set of culture or people from a specific tribe or religion. Shit, if you're a Muslim and you bring up Shiites, I know plenty of Muslim parents. Poof, and they're going to start spitting. My mom. Love you, Mom, if you're watching.
First time you met me, hey.
Yeah.
She thought I was moving.
Now, people are going to make the argument, hey, why is it different? White people systems. Like, But on a micro scale, I think using that to people and expecting them or being upset at them because they didn't abandon their parents is a bit ridiculous, in my opinion. Personally, I think this is a terminally online thing. That's why you see most of these responses on Twitter and all these goofy ass places. Like, it's not a reasonable thing to think that people are going to look at people from previous generations who didn't grow up on the internet like we did and be like, bitch, you're yes, everyone in my generation is. To be honest with you, like, shit, I've heard some things.
Yeah, we got to remember, like, stuff like the civil rights was literally, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was the 60s and the 70s. Like, it seems a little bit long now, but when you really think about that, that was like 50, 60 years ago. Like, there's people out here on this planet walking around 80, 90 years old. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not going to surprise you that, like, you may still have, if you're black, you may have parents that are, don't be too much around those white people or, vice versa and things like that. And, the thing about it being more of this modern era, more of this mixing and stuff like that is we're really learning how to come together and we're learning how to mix with each other in the right way. That's why immigration policy is such a big point of contention right now, because really all that we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out a way that we can all mix in a healthy way where people's cultures are still intact, but the culture is still a good culture. You know what I mean? I do believe some cultures are just better than others. I'm sorry. Like, for instance, back in the day, if you didn't have the type of technology that another culture had, sometimes it's based on the environment where you are and everything like that. But let's say one culture is just more technologically advanced, then they may just take over the other culture. You can't say that's unfair because one culture just stepped it up,
From immigrant parents, I like.
Oh, 100%.
Not using the right pronouns, you think that's bad?
Oh, wow.
Not using the right, just check your favorite streamer. Go talk to their parents. I promise you, it probably goes much harder than that shit. I think it's like white folks, when these discussions come up, they're giving like the least amount of rope to themselves with.
But they got the biggest neck, so they need more rope.
Fair. I don't know what that means, but it's provocative.
Let's get some people going.
But yeah, me watching this whole interaction and just seeing the reaction, seeing the girl being like, I was so uncomfortable. Like, even though in the clip she looks very comfortable and she's just yapping along with her.
I am not in the headspace to just deal with what I already knew was going to come from that. I am telling you right now that I did not agree with that. Okay, did not agree with most of the things that were said.
As soon as this backlash comes up, bitch, I don't know who you. It's like, okay,
that's crazy.
That's a wild thing. Wild. You was in on the heist, and then afterwards, what is that joke by Dave Chappelle? You just didn't like your cut.
Yeah.
I do think there's a lot of people that are slaves to their audiences, and if they get negative response from their audiences,
they instantly switch up,
react viscerally. And my girl was asking me this the other day because I was getting like a flood of DMs from Fresh and Fit fans being like, nigga, you gay. I know you gay. And I was like, word, how am I gay? He's like, I saw you dancing with a girl. I was like, word. Real DMs. I'll pull it up on screen. It was crazy. But it doesn't bother me. I get floods of hate all the time.
Of course.
And the reason why it doesn't bother me is the same reason why I don't build my self-esteem on positive stuff online. And this is, I think, the best way. For anyone who's trying to do social media, this is my opinion about the best way to do it. You don't let positive comments affect you. And if you don't let positive comments affect you, negative comments can't affect you. The moment you take in the positive reinforcement from strangers online and let yourself be defined by that, the negative stuff is also part of the equation. And naturally, as human beings, we're always going to gravitate towards negative feedback. It's natural. You can receive 10 compliments, you receive one bad one, and shit, you fucked up for the whole week. Especially if they found your sore spot. Bitch, I'm fat, and it's over. And it's not to say when you guys said nice things, I'm not like grateful, because I am grateful. You guys have changed my life, and I'll always be grateful. But gratefulness is completely different than basing your self-esteem or how you feel about yourself on people.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, Abba really makes some good points there. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I think everybody just has to be the best form of themselves that they can be. They should strive for that. They should strive to, you know, bring more love into the world rather than hate into the world. And if you do that and you're genuinely moving like that, then you're not really going to have a problem. Like he said, you're not going to get too ecstatic by the good comments because you're like, this is what I'm supposed to do anyway. And you're not going to get too ecstatic about the bad comments because you're like, I know that I'm on the right path and I know what I'm trying to do. I know what I'm trying to accomplish. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong by this. So let me know if you guys like this type of videos. I may put a little video game content on this one. Let me know if you guys like that, or if you guys just like mainly face cam or a mix of both, really getting this channel going. But like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Watch me do this real quick. Yeah.